I'm going to show you 4 different environments. They're just ideas for creating an environment for your insect. And I'm going to work quite quickly as we don't have too much time. The first one is a wet on wet technique, and it is using a sponge and water to create a wet on environment onto which you paint your colors. And you can imagine a flowing river, or perhaps you want it still. But in your own way, you're going to create a watery environment. Right, using a second color, you can come in and place the water on top of each other. Place the colors on top of each other to create this flowing effect. And then if you like, you can bring in, this is optional, you can bring in some bleach or jig with an earbud. And if you use jig, it creates these glorious highlights, imagining that the sun is dancing on the water and creating this very special watery effect. So that's your first idea for an environment. If your insect lives in a rocky place, you might want to choose some very textured items. I love these textured items. You can collect different ones and place them underneath your paper and then basically rub. It's a technique called frottage, but rub over these textured items to create a rough, rocky kind of feel. And you can mix all sorts of different things. I'm going to use browns and blacks. And these are any types of things from home, or you could rub on an old mat or the bottom of your shoe or the bark of a tree. But any kind of way to create a rocky environment. And then I'm going to take my coffee. You could also use black or gray ink and paint over this textured environment that you've created to make something look rocky. So that is the second environment that you can create for your insect. The third one is if you want something leafy. Now, something leafy means you actually need to find leaves that have got veins that stand out so that you can put this leaf underneath the paper and rub on it, and you'll still get these special effects. So I'm going to choose 2 different kinds of greens. Place my leaf underneath. And as you can see, you get these gorgeous green leafy effects. And so the environment effects are going to be very chancy and very textured. And the idea is that you get a kind of a rough outline that has a leafy feel that you can then paint over to get this kind of leafiness. Now you can imagine if this whole page was covered with this leafy feeling, it's really a feeling that you're getting rather than an exact kind of picture of a leaf. Okay, so that is your next environment. Okay, and the last one is going to be something grassy. So let's say, I mean, you really have to use your imagination. I've gone out and found something that looks like it could be grassy. And I'm going to create an environment that is full of kind of orange and yellow and even brown grasses crossing over each other. So this is kind of like a savanna grassy area that I'm creating. And once again, I'm going to choose kind of browns. Really having fun, exploring, experimenting. Put some yellow over it. I'm including some orange. And I've got this kind of dry, grassy look. Of course, you could also do this with greens. So that is your fourth environment that you have experimented with, or we have experimented with. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and try all of these and then choose which one is going to suit your insect. But have a lot of fun. This really is a fun, chancy, experimental process. And I know that you're going to come up with something really exciting for your insect. I will see you next time on the next video where we enter into lesson 2 of term 3 for grade 5. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.